Grace, my best and only friend, exclaimed as she swallowed a mouthful of tequila. She shook her head while coughing before meeting my eyes with a wide smile. She grabbed another shot and raised it into the air. "Here's to you!" She brought it closer, and I reluctantly met her shot glass with my beer mug. "And surviving that monster!" she finished before throwing back the shot. I took a sip of mine while looking at the drink display in front of us. "Barely survived." She shrugged. "You're here. He's rotting in prison somewhere. I call that a humongous win." She nudged my shoulders with hers. "Hey, you promised me you'd let loose tonight and actually have fun for the first time since you met that asswipe." I sighed, deflating a bit in my chair. I was tempted to rest my head on the bar top, but it felt slightly sticky. "Don't remind me," I muttered as I took another sip. The local bar was hopping this Friday night. While the other people my age were probably celebrating the weekend, I was celebrating finally being free of my psycho ex. "I will remind you," she said as she took my arm, "so you never make that mistake again." "It's not my fault he turned out to be a psycho." She rolled her eyes and tutted. "I had a psycho ex. He woke me up at midnight and tried to force me to get matching tattoos of his face on my back and chest. Your ex had a cellar full of skulls." I shivered at the reminder. "And the rest of the bodies that came with those skulls were either disposed of or made into dolls for his macabre dollhouse." I huffed and crossed my arms with a frown. "Jesus, when you put it that way." She chuckled. "Now that justice has prevailed, why don't you let your hair down? Seriously." "I don't know," I hedged. But she wasn't having it. She gestured the barkeep over and ordered him to refill my mug, amidst protests from me. "Now chug," she yelled, watching me with narrowed eyes as I gulped it all down and then gasped for breath. Her hand was patting my back. "How do you feel?" I shivered a bit as the alcohol entered my lightweight bloodstream. My body almost instantly began to feel a little lighter, and I gave her a tentative smile. "See?" she said. "We'll take a few more and then go dance the night away." She squeezed my arm. "You deserve this." I woke with a groan, my entire body twinging in pain everywhere from last night's revels. The bed felt especially hard, and I twisted slowly to stretch my spine. But my wandering leg hit something beside me, and I froze. It felt like another leg. My heart rate immediately began to climb as blood rushed to my ears. I begged it all to go quiet so I could hear if whoever they were was still breathing. I tried to hold my breath, but my heart beat faster and made the noise situation worse. I finally decided to take the plunge and see who it was. Maybe Grace stayed over. With the amount of stuff we drank last night, I wouldn't blame her. Just then, my brain supplied a memory of our designated driver dropping her off first. Shit. I slowly turned my neck until I'd done a full 180 and was now looking at the stranger's form in my bed. I frowned as I looked around the room. It was nearly pitch black. The only source of light was muted rays from the streetlights, but the curtains were so heavy they blocked out most of it. I tried to sit up, but the bed creaked so hard that I fell back in it, gasping for breath. I held it all together when the form moved, seeming to turn my way. Go back to sleep," he mumbled, and my brain flashed white in recognition and panic. It was him. It was his voice. But how? I looked around some more as tears rose to my eyes. I vividly remembered falling into bed. I remember that he was currently in a Supermax prison 2,000 miles away. Who the fuck was in the bed? "Babe?" he asked again. I swallowed several times before speaking. Nothing? I squeaked. Could he hear the abject terror and fear in my voice? My mind raced to make sense of it all. It had to be a dream, I sighed. Yes, I had to be dreaming. I slowly moved a hand to my thigh and pinched as hard as I could. Nothing. Oh God. I did it again and again, but still nothing. Hey, he said, his voice closer. What is it? Can't sleep? He asked. But before I could reply, he had shuffled over to me and hugged me to his chest. I froze, only stuttering breaths huffing in and out. He obviously noticed the tension and froze as well. What is it? He asked as he rose to support himself on his elbow. He reached to his side to turn on the lamp, and I got my first clear view of him. He looked exactly as he had before everything went to shit. Bad dream, I stuttered as I struggled to collect my thoughts. Sorry. My body is just still going through it. I coughed. Do you need some water? Yes, I answered before he even finished speaking. I swallowed. Yes, I said more sedately. Okay, I'll be right back. Gave me a kiss on the cheek and left the bed. The moment he closed the door, I was out of bed and at the window. I wrenched it open and looked around. We were on what seemed to be the second floor. My eyes widened at a sign just outside. It was illuminating the name of a restaurant, a familiar one. This confirmed my suspicions. This was our old neighborhood. Thing was, we'd moved out of this place last year, before everything had started to go down. What the hell was going on?
Subscribe today, or beware.